in society, but I think the South African people generally are against corruption. The population, the social psychology in the society is against this. So I think part of what needs to happen is that, in a sense, we need to police ourselves. You know, the police make this point. It's just a simple illustration. The police correctly make this point, that if Professor Makanya here calls me aside as we're leaving, and he says to me, look, after everybody has dispersed, just meet me around the corner, and I'm going to, you see, the fridges in the shops, they sell for 1,000 rand, but I'll give it to you for 100, and I buy it. And then I speak loudly about corruption, against corruption, and yet I know that he stole the damn fridge. So why do you buy it? I'm saying the police make this point. You can't receive stolen goods. You receive goods that are sold to you cheap. And the reason they are sold to you cheap is because they are stolen. And as a community, we need to say an end to that. I mean, really, our people generally, in the townships, everywhere, they know who is corrupt. In the past, many years ago, we had one of the ANC cars which had been allocated to us stolen. It was a small, a 3 Series BMW. And we went on the radio and just announced that, to say there's an ANC car by such and such a registration number, this is what it looks like, that this is the make. It was stolen this morning. Can people please help to find it and bring it back? And by that evening, somebody said, called the ANC headquarters and said, if you go to such and such a place, tomorrow morning at 9, you'll find the car there. And indeed the car was found, it was there. Because the township knew who specialized in stealing BMWs. They knew. And they went and confronted him, the population, and said, do you hear what the radio said? You've stolen an ANC car. Bring it back. And they did. So I'm saying these are sort of interventions we need. The lecturing and the communication of the messages and bridging the gap and so on, so that's important. But I think much more important in that struggle against corruption is action. The government has got all sorts of laws, it's got institutions, those must be activated. And the population also needs to take this thing up as part of its job. That's what I think.
Thank you. Prof. Makanya, you want to, as I'm making the closing round.
No, thank you so much, Dr. Figan. I mean, the question that was raised by Tolasizo earlier, you know, what is it, you know, that makes us to see the Chancellor as the best fit for the institution? I think we need to accept that as a university that is a producer of knowledge, you know, there is a keen interest, you know, in the drive of Africanizing who we are. We spoke about not only just the curriculum, even our practices. And considering the work that the Chancellor has been doing over the years, that we need to have him as part and parcel of this particular agenda. Our minister did emphasize the point when he was speaking that when you think about the work that President Mbeki has done in the past and the work that we are actually doing as universities and many other Africans, you know, that you can find outside the university space, it is that opportunity that we need to leverage for the sake of the progress that we need to be making. I mean, there is something else that perhaps Minister and the Chancellor we have not also shared, you know, with our media here, that by the way, over and above our operations, you know, in South Africa, that is our facilities here, that we also have a campus in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. It's a very interesting development in the sense that it arises as a result of an agreement between the two governments It's the government of the Republic of South Africa and the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, where the work that we do is to drive the productivity levels of those that are completing their master's and doctoral programs. And I mean, since our operation started there in 2006, the government of that country has expressed its excitement to say that they have actually witnessed the change that we have actually introduced in that country. So that is basically how we see ourselves. It's not just a university that is located in the southernmost, part of the continent, but a university that is part and parcel of the life of this continent.
Thank you very much. In fact, one of the Ethiopian ministers graduated last year, where we had almost 40 masters and 10 PhD students in that campus. Minister, you want parting shots on the NDR or it will be highlighted in the consultative conference?
I am in higher education mood, not discussing the MDR. She knows I had a 3-day central committee, So I don't know how many times I pronounced that word. I'm exhausted at this point in time. No, all what I want to add, by the way, is that chancellors also can be very helpful when it comes to fundraising.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct.
Which normally, by the way, a chancellor comes in a number of forms, which could come in sort of program funding for particular programs. Someone say, I will support this program, And other instances, the vice chancellor knows. Cash also is helpful to push certain programs. But also, to be quite honest, I'm just continuing on that. Given the very problems that we are facing now in higher education, to have someone like Chancellor Mbeki associated with the university, it gives us more resources, as it were, for want of a better term, someone like him with his stature, to be able that we work together with government, as he is saying, to how do we really try it? Because we are committed to the same things. How then do we use different methods in order to be able to arrive at the same outcome that we actually want? Thank you.
Thanks. I'll ask our chairperson of council to close by thanking the media. Thank you.
Yeah, that's an easy job. I must first of all thank the minister, our chancellor, and our vice chancellor for availing themselves today. I think we have sent one and the same message, that UNISA will never be the same again. The work must begin in transforming our own curriculum, our own values. As UNISA, we must be seen to be an African university. I must thank the members of the media for coming today. I think we really appreciate, and we hopefully that the message that's going to go out there is quite simple, what we have been talking about. The message that we have sent right through, not the other way around. But thank you very much for supporting us, and we will continue to appreciate your support. Continue to support us even during the course of the year, looking at those pieces, those little pieces of information that are meant to further improve our education system. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The session is over, and also media is invited to eat. We provide for the media as well. Thank you.
So that they write correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, because you may run into trouble at times.
Yes.
If you're not careful about